The president has an advanced team. Before he comes to a city or goes to dinner or a meeting, he has an advanced team. They go out before him, make sure the area is clean and safe, secure. They prep before he arrives, sometimes months in advance, or weeks in advance, or days in advance, or hours in advance. Who goes out before you to check? Who does their due diligence and their homework? Who's looking after your best interest? Sometimes people ask questions because they're trying to look after your best interest. You don't care, though. You just willy-nilly go and do what you want to do. You don't think of an advanced team the way a president does, or an oil speculating company. They send out a team before they bring out their team. A team that goes in and makes sure everything is ready. And the hospitality industry, the hoteliers, they do the same thing. Their advanced team are usually the maids and the janitors. They go in, make sure the chocolates are on the pillow, the bathrobe is laid across the bed, the sheets are folded correctly, the windows have been cleaned, the dirt's off the floor, the bathroom has been polished. All of these are advanced team scenarios. Before they went into the land of Canaan, the Lord sent an advanced team. Go, spy the land, check it out, do surveillance, take in information. Spiritually, there is a need for an advanced team. Before you take that job, before you move into that house or that apartment, before you date that woman or that man, before you go on that adventure or that trip, due diligence, the advanced team. Where is the best possible place to build, to plant? And you have to care. You don't have to, actually. But if you want to ensure a greater degree of safety, security, and success, you would. But if you don't care, because you don't think about those things, you wouldn't. You can't make someone care for someone they don't care for. You can't even make people care about themselves. The Surgeon General. These cigarettes will cause cancer. You know, my father died of lung cancer. That's why I mention it a lot. I have a responsibility because when you're tied to something, you have a responsibility to fix that. I can talk about a whole bunch of other things, but the closest thing to me is lung cancer, my father's death. So what's closest to you that you should be focused on? So that you're in constant state of mind. I have never stopped talking about that since my father's death. Warning people, advising, as I should. Or divorce because of my family's multiple divorces. Yes, I should. The things that you know to avoid are the things that you have already been a part of. So that should be the first line of duty that you have in life. If you're a drunk, you should be constantly talking about people getting out of alcoholism. That's, after all, your sin. If it's cocaine or whatever, drugs or mushrooms or cigarettes, well, if it's whatever your condition that you are closest to and you're not talking about it, that means you're in denial. And that means you're denying your role. Your role is to fix the things that you know about. What do you know about? What are your sins? What are the things that you have done that you know about? Instead, you avoid them. You avoid discussing, talking about them, keeping it in your mind, teaching other people to avoid the pitfalls that you fell into. It's one thing to tell somebody about something else that's not their problem. It's another thing to talk about the things that are closest to you. Now, those things could be things that you are guilty of or things that you are a victim of because it was in your family. Maybe your father was an alcoholic. You're not. Well, you're closest to it. Maybe your brother was a criminal. You're closest to it. I talk about autism because one of the boys I have mentored has autism. I got really involved. Why? That's what's the natural outgrowth of either being a victim of something or being close to somebody else who's a victim of something. That's God giving you a sign. Now, go talk about that. Go work on that. Go help other people that have that condition. Because your brother did, your mother did, or you did. So now you know what to focus on. All you have to do is look at your life. Whatever you struggled with in your life and whatever those that are closest to you have struggled with that has affected your life, those are the things you have to give attention to. And now the Lord can use you to help others who are either victims or perpetrators. There are people who are guilty of it or have been affected by people who are guilty of it. Oh, I know what you're going through. My mother was an alcoholic. Oh, let me talk to you. Oh, I know what you're going through. I was an alcoholic. Let me talk to you. Oh, I know what you're going through. I was a narcissist. Let me talk to you. Oh, I know what you're going through. I was married to a narcissist. Let me talk to you. You see how that works? It's not rocket science. Very simple. That way it keeps you in check because you're reminded of whatever your propensity or proclivity is, because that was your downfall or that was the downfall of your family or your child or your husband or your wife. That's how that works. But if you're not spiritually minded, you'll be no good for God because you keep denying the things that you've done and realizing that if he's fixed that or is fixing that, then you can be in a position to help others with that because that's your that. When parents lose a child, they go into what's called grieving groups. Why? Other parents who lost their children. Oh, I know what you're going through. Because people who haven't won't really know how to counsel or advise or comfort you. We have to get back to doing what God has put us on this planet to do, to worship, serve, and love him. That means obeying him and then being a benefit to one another. You are your brother's keeper. You are your kinsman neighbor. You are the good Samaritan. And greater love hath no man than this, that a man lays down, gives up, invests his life in another man's life, another person's success, another person's survival. We have homelessness all over the place because you're not invested in other people's survival. You know why they had the Holocaust? You weren't invested in other people's survival. Nobody is an island. Nobody made it on their own. Somebody somewhere gave you a hand up, a leg up, or a kick in the butt. Or they gave you something you didn't work for. Rather, it's some sort of tax break. You didn't work for that. Some sort of incentive. You didn't work for that. Many incentives are used to get you to do what the person wants you to do. And if you do that, and you do it even extra, and bring it to market in a time crunch before you complete the job before the end of the period, there's a bonus. See, they're incentivizing you to work faster and work harder. You put in more hours, you work even later, you really rush to get that done. Bring it to me. Under budget and under time. Oh, you'll get that promotion. Interesting, isn't it? And then there's, of course, legalese, all of the loops and holes in the law that only a lawyer knows, that the average person doesn't. The workarounds, they call it. People do all kinds of things. They make all kinds of backroom deals. Because you know someone, you went to the same fraternity, you're in the same church, the same religion, you play the same sport. You see how that works? There are all kinds of things that have given us benefits that have nothing to do with meritocracy. Not because of what you've done, even more so with God, even more so with the Lord. You can't earn His blessing. But His blessings do come with conditions. If you do this, I'll do this. If you obey this, this will happen. Conditions. The blessings are like a chain reaction of an action. Well, if this action happens, it's going to create this chain reaction. If this action happens, it's going to create this chain reaction. It could be negative, it can be positive, but there is a reaction. Your action. Our actions lead to another chain of actions. It could be for good or for bad. Now let's accept the forgiveness that God has given us and just get up. Stop acting that way. Stop doing that. Get up, wash yourself, and don't go back into it. If you fall down, get up again. Ask for forgiveness. You better learn forgiveness. God has forgiven you. Learn to forgive others. Get up. And let's get the proper chain reaction to our actions.